Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Monday again. It's funny how they just keep coming around. I know I did a live video yesterday because this week is 2 different weeks and a day, but it's also another week and a day. So today starts Puppy Mill Action Week and it goes until Saturday, and Animal Disaster Preparedness Day is today. So we're going to talk a little bit about both, give you some updates, and then go do more work. Okay, so Puppy Mill Action Week is always the week before Mother's Day because you want to celebrate the mother-child bond. Hello to whoever joined me, or welcome to pop a comment. But because dogs who are used as breeding dogs in puppy mills, they don't get the unconditional love that they deserve, and the child, it affects the way they interact with everyone once they get older, right? But it's a good time for it during the year because you want to celebrate that bond, because it's so important. I mean, my mom and I are very close, but I wouldn't be the person I am if I didn't have the bond that she and I have. But the dogs, going back to the puppy mills, the dogs are kept in cramped wire cages and forced to breed over and over and over, and the puppies get taken away or just used to feed them, and then that's it. They don't get to experience or be able to demonstrate it to their puppies, so because they miss out on all that bonding and sharing, it makes their disposition very different. There's a website called apuppyisnotaproduct.com, and there's some really sad statistics over there if you want to go check it out. I'll post the link in the comments after the video, but some really devastating things there. 2 million puppies a year are shipped to pet stores or sold online, and they are from puppy mills. 2 million puppies every year. That's just disgusting. There is a documentary about it, and I think I've shared it before, but I'll try and find the link and share it again. The life expectancy for puppy mill mothers is half that of a regular dog mom outside of a puppy mill, which again is just disgusting, but that's because she doesn't get any of the nutrients or food that she needs when she's stuck in the puppy mill. And again, the statistics are from the States because there's not as many statistics here. But 95% of Americans are unaware that 99% of pet store puppies come from puppy mills. That's several million, probably a few billion people. And that's just disgusting because people need to know about stuff like this. It wouldn't go on as much if people knew what was happening. So, what can you do other than watch the documentary and cry? You can sign petitions to stop puppy mill bans. I know a few times they've tried to bring legislation in, and they can pass as many laws as they want, but people will still do it. So there has to be another way to stop puppy mills. Whether there's a standard of you can't sell a dog if it's not a certain level, but again, the laws are difficult because not everyone follows them. You can pledge to be a voice or foster a shelter dog, because sometimes dogs that just wander off and get lost are used as puppy mill dogs if they're a female and unspayed. But it's really sad. There's so much pain out there, but there's something we can do. There's always something we can do. But that is Puppy Mill Action Week. Another depressing topic is Animal Disaster Preparedness Day, and that is in case of things like earthquakes or floods. I know with a lot of the rainwater that was going on, some of the states were flooded, and I saw videos and stories about animals having to be saved, and it's really important to be prepared. Just like you would have an emergency kit or a go bag in case anything happened at home, like a fire and you had to leave. It's good to have one like that for your pet because you really don't want to leave them behind. So after some research, I found what's called an emergency go kit. And I'm going to tell you everything that's in the kit, but you would have to restock it every now and then because the food will go bad. But you want first aid supplies, obviously, and I've gone through my first aid kit several times, but you always want first aid supplies hands-on during an emergency because you never know what you might need. You want a 3-day supply of food and water for your pet. You want a safety harness and leash. This is for dogs specifically, but if you have cat, I wouldn't worry so much about the litter, but make sure that they have food and water, and maybe their carrier if they're smaller. Poop bags for dogs, obviously, to clean up after them. You want all their medication and their medical records, because in case you get separated, someone who finds them will have that information and be able to take care of them properly. You want a list of local pet care and vets, a list of the pet's feeding routine and behavior, so if they have a specific condition where they can't eat so close together, it's really important to have all that information so that they're kept, at least a little bit of their routine is the same, even if everything else has blown to shit, that one part of the routine is continuous. You want to write down any of their behavioral issues. So if your dog has anxiety or aggression if they touch their face, then the rescuer or person that finds them will know how to approach the dog or cat or things like that. You also want to bring a comfort item, so a toy or a blanket, and have that on hand if something happens, because again, a calm dog in a situation like that can mean the matter of having time to save somebody else. If the dog or cat is running around crazy, then you may not have that time. So that's important. In the case of an injury, I was going to say an injury to your house, but a flood or fire in your house, you want to make sure you have a pet decal in the front window of your house, which is, I don't have mine here, but it's basically, it's about this big, and it has the number of each pet you have in your house, so, 2 dogs and a cat, your name, and their vet contact information, and how to get in contact with you. Because if they rescue the animal, obviously if your house is on fire, you're going to still be outside the house, and you're going to know, but in the case of flood, they may not know. And for them to have that information is really, really important if you want to get reconnected with your pet. So that's for first responders. You want to know all of your pet's hiding spots. So in the case of dogs or cats that are afraid of thunder, if they run and hide under the bed, you want to know that if your house happens to get set on fire, you know that you can go in there quickly, get them out, and get out of the house instead of wandering around looking for them. So that, again, that's really, really important. You want to make sure that in the case of an emergency, you have somewhere to stay that's pet friendly, because you don't want to have to send your pet somewhere else. In a time like that, they're really going to need you, and probably your children or other family members are going to need your pet there because it's a comfort for them. So making sure the hotel or, Airbnb if you have to, but make sure that it's pet friendly. And the last thing is to have a picture of your pet in the kit. So if you get separated, they'll know which animal the information is for, and keep a picture of your pet on you. So in your wallet or wherever you keep it, but just so if you get separated and you have to go to a shelter to pick up your pet, you have proof that the pet is yours. But again, they'll probably realize when you walk in and your pet runs at you. But those are just some important things to keep in mind. Again, I will try to find the Puppy Mill documentary. I don't remember what the name of it is, but I will try and find it. My nature walk schedule is up on my Facebook page under the events tab. The first official one is on Wednesday. We were supposed to have one on Saturday, but it was still pouring rain, so the forest would have been really muddy. But Wednesday morning at 10. It's going to be good. Kai is very excited about it. what else? I got this book for my birthday. It's about eliminating your pet's allergies. So once I finish my acupressure videos and get everything sent off, then I have time to read that before I start my holistic nutrition course, which is really exciting. But I think that's all the updates I have for now. The Pickering Pet Palooza is on Saturday in Pickering, obviously. I think it's from 10 to 4, 10 to 5, but it should be a good time. They have lots of events and food and vendors and things like that. I'm not a vendor, but I'm like to walk around and get a sense before I decide to be a vendor. But it was a pretty nice morning this morning. If you haven't been out yet, the sun is out, go enjoy it, and I will see you for the next live video, whenever that ends up being. Maybe I'll go live at Pet Palooza, who knows. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you later.